Everybody, it's James here with the Sawyer Family Reviews channel. Today is Wednesday, December 18th, 2019, and this is your weekly comic book pickups video. Every week, I get my boys at least one comic each. I get my daughter Gracie one as well, and I always pick up my comics at Queen City Comics in Fairfield, Ohio, zip code 45014. If you're in the area and into comics, check out the shop. Now, this is the last Wednesday before Christmas. Comic shops do get some books next week that shipped this week, but they don't put them out until next week. I don't think I'll be going to the comic shop on Christmas Day, though, because it's closed. So I probably won't do a video next week, since it's Christmas. I'll do one again the following week, the day after New Year, or New Year, whatever day it's going to be. But yeah, no comic pickup video next week, because I won't be picking up comics next week. That being said, happy holidays to you, Merry Christmas, whichever holiday you celebrate. Let's jump into this week's stuff, though. True Believers, there's a bunch of these again this week for these Annihilation tie-ins. I only grabbed a couple because it was like 6 again, and that's a lot. Even though they're $1 each, there were a bunch of them that I was like, I don't know if they're really going to dig that anyway. So I picked out 2 again. First up is the Annihilation, the Super Adaptoid. Again, these are $1 reprints that Marvel does that are tied into current stories or events or stuff like that. This one reprints Tales of Suspense 82 and 84. Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, and Captain America and the crew against the Super Adaptoid. So that's fun. Can't go wrong with that for $1. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby for $1? Heck yeah, man. Next up is Annihilation Super Skrull. And this is, again, $1. And it is a reprint of Thor number 142 with Thor versus the Fantastic Four villain, the Super Skrull, who, as you know, has all the powers of the Fantastic Four. And again, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Put that off to the side. This one is for Gracie. Marvel Action Classics 2-in-1, Marvel and IDW, where IDW publishes the comics geared towards kids. This is $4.99. There was another Marvel Action Spider-Man in as well this week, and it was just the regular book. But I grabbed this one because it had Hulk and Iron Man in it. Bad Sports, written by Paul Tobin, pencils by Alvin Lee, and You Can't Eat Just Once by Paul Tobin and Alvin Lee again. And like I said by the cover, this has Spider-Man, Hulk, and Iron Man in a book that's geared towards a younger crowd. So that's perfect for Gracie. She's getting a bunch of these toy box figures from the Disney store for Christmas. So I figured that was a good one to pick up this week because she's going to have a bunch of those superheroes next week. HeMan and the Master Universe, issue 2, $3.99. This book is for Blaze, but I'm going to read it as well. The first one was a lot of fun. This is by Tim Seeley with Dan Fraga. Dan Fraga. Did I say that last time too? He's like old school, like Image guy, if I remember right. This was a lot of fun last week, or last time this came in. It's basically a multi-universe spanning story with all the different HeMan universes, where the anti-attorney HeMan is going through and killing HeMan in a bunch of different dimensions and taking his power. So the 1987 movie HeMan and the Tappers of Grayskull game HeMan are jumping through different dimensions and finding allies to take on this anti-attorney HeMan. And one of the first ones they grabbed was from the anti-attorney world where Keldor's the good guy. They took him, and now they're in the New Adventures of He-Man realm. This art is really great. I mean, really, really great. It reminds me of Jerry Ordway a lot. Yeah, this book is fun. This was a lot of fun to read. It's $3.99, and I can't wait to read it again. I'm kind of feeling like I should go back and get the first one for myself and the second one for myself. But for now, I'll just read Blaze's copy. Another one for Blaze here, Conan Serpent War, issue 2. This is the miniseries. I picked up the first one for him. These are $3.99. And it's by Jim Zub and Steven Segovia. Right? And it's just like a Conan miniseries. Somebody let me know that there was a True Believers. Yeah, Moon Knight was in this. And a couple other characters, too, that are in here with him. Yeah. And somebody said that there was a True Believers Conan that tied into this. I didn't see it at my shop, though. So maybe we didn't get it or something. New Mutants number 4. This is for me. I'm getting caught up. I'm not fully caught up yet. I've read the first 2 of New Mutants. I haven't read the third one yet. I remember the third one, when I flipped through it, it didn't really seem like it had much to do with the first 2 issues. Yeah, it had these characters. So maybe they're leaving the storyline with those other characters being with the Shi'ar Empire alone for now. I have to read the third one to find out. And Bresson's doing the writing, and I think HeMan wrote the first 2, so that could be Marco Fayela, and that's not the same artist because it's Rod Reese. So this must be like a story on Earth that's happening concurrently with other characters while the Shi'ar story is going on. Yeah, I don't know if I dig on that. I can't judge until I actually read them, but I don't know if I dig on that. Marauders, number 4, and I'm way behind on Marauders. Actually, I'm not that far behind. I read the first 2. I haven't read the third one yet. By Jerry Dugan and Lucas Wernick. This is one of the ones where I was kind of on the fence about. Cape Pride, Bishop, Pyro, Storm, Iceman. They're a team that goes on this big old boat, and they sail around trying to get mutants that can't make it to Krakoa on their own through their government or whatever. The first 2 are okay. They were pretty good. I haven't read the third one yet, so I don't know if I'll keep going past this or not. But I plan on being caught up over Christmas break on all these different X books. Here's another one, Fallen Angels. I'm completely behind on. I haven't even read the first one of Fallen Angels yet. I keep on picking them up, though, in case they are really good, and I don't want to have to go back and try and find them, because all the X books keep on selling out. Marauders was $3.99, and it's by Jerry Dugan. I already told you that, but it's $3.99. This one's by... Well, we're going to see if we can figure that out as we go. This has sort of a darker feel to it, like darker in the art, maybe a sort of a darker story, just from when I'm flipping through. Brian Hill and Zyman Krajansky doing the chores on this one. We got Psylocke, Cable, and X-23 as the team. Again, there's going to be another book that takes over for this one, Hellions. So I don't really know how much longer this one's even going to go. I assume it's taking over for it. We're out of room over here, guys. Excalibur number 4. This is for both me and Keaton. I've read the first 2 Excaliburs. I have not read the third one. Gambit, Rogue, Richter, Jubilee, Captain Britain, Pete Wisdom, Apocalypse, Megan Braddock, Jamie Braddock, Rihanna Stern. Rogue, the last time I read, she was in like this kind of stasis. This is by Teenie Howard and Marcus Toe. Betsy Braddock had the power of Captain Britain. I mean, there's some stuff going on here. All right. I'll keep going on that one. Apocalypse has something cooking in that one, too. So one of those is for me, one of those is for Keaton. This is also another one that's for me and for Keaton. I've read the first 2 X-Forces, and this is my favorite of the titles now, for sure. I really, really liked those first 2 X-Forces. They have a lot going on. It's kind of like a mystery going on. Espionage. It's darker. It's just... I hate saying that about comics, that it's darker, but as far as differentiating this from all the other new X books, that's kind of the tone I get from it. Wolverine, this is your team. I'm not going to read all these. Look at all those. Professor Xavier got shot in the first one, and in the second one they're going on this investigation and how Domino ties into it, and basically they're the Reavers that came and got him. Really like the art. Look at this art, man. It's really nice. Really thoroughly enjoyed this book so far. I got to read that third one. I've got it with me today so I can get caught up before this one. I knew this was coming in today. The third one came out last week, so we got this like 2 weeks in a row, which is kind of crazy to me. That's $3.99 in case I didn't tell you. So that is all of the books today. That's a lot of books. And then we've got X-Men Milestones. You guys know I buy these X-Men Milestones trades. X-Men Milestones, The Phalanx Covenant. This is a 90s crossover that introduced the Generation X team, where the Phalanx is kind of taken over and replacing all the X-Men, and you get the new team, and White Queen kind of becomes more of a hero in this. We got Uncanny X-Men 305 through 306, 312 through 313, 316 through 317, Excalibur 78 through 80 and 82, X-Men 36 through 37, X-Factor 106, X-Force 38, Wolverine 85, and Cable 16. Look at all those creators. One name in particular, Joe Madureira. We go on to do some major stuff with the Mutants in Age of Apocalypse. It's $39.99. $39.99. I was slurring my speech there. He does a lot of work in this one, Joe Mad. And then he went on to do Battle Chasers for like a couple of books, and then he went on to do video game stuff. And that's about it. No more comic stuff. I love these milestones. They're super fun. You get all of a story condensed into one trade. Look at all those books. Yeah. What'd you get this week? Leave a comment down below. Like and notify, subscribe, all that stuff if you enjoy them. I have to make a decision on the channel within like a week or two. It's probably going to be switch it all to Made for Kids. Again, once that happens, I will start making posts on Instagram and Twitter at Action Features when I have something new that goes up, or facebook.com/Action Features. Anything I put up will then have a link over there, because I have a feeling you guys will lose your notifications at that point. So, yeah. Happy holidays, people. See you guys.